That's the 11 there. I like what Bobby Zamora said. You won't get much for that signed photo. Bit of humility. First start at the age of 30 tonight.
Yeah, well, goodness me, and served his time. I mean, I can remember him being at Brighton and having to play his trade in the lower divisions, as lots of England players do. You know, Joe Hart starting at Shrewsbury, and sometimes for those lads it means that little bit more to pull a shirt on.
Phil Jones, what did you make of him in midfield on Saturday?
Well, it was difficult for him. I think it'll be a different test for him tonight in terms of what he can do on the ball. But it'll be a good experience for him. He's a young player. Clearly, he's going to be a centre-half. That's his best position. But listen, again, if you want to be a top player, you've got to maybe be at least able to play in 1 or 2 positions. But he's going to be a centre-half. But a different test for him tonight because he'll have more time in the ball. He didn't really see much of the ball the other day. There was more defensive work he done. So, looking forward to it.
As they make their way out, that's my signal to hand you over to our commentators, Andy Townsend, alongside Peter Drury.
Thank you, Adrian. The last game of a calendar year throughout which England have remained unbeaten. 73 hours since the whistle went on victory over the best on the planet. But we're all worldly wise enough these days to wait and see what happens next. Here is what happens next. Wembley is a little over half full for the lesser of this week's 2 attractions, but the welcome is warm enough and the expectation is cautiously high, though tempered both by experience and by history. It's 43 years and 12 matches since England last beat these opponents. Today's team is full of eager new boys. The debutants when Sweden last lost here were Alex Stepney and Colin Bell. The presentation party comprises the president of the FA, David Bernstein, Sir Dave Richards, and from the Swedish FA, Lars Åke Lagrell. Sweden draw their 11 players from 8 different countries. Club-wise, they lost on Friday night in Denmark, the country where they least like to lose. So there is a keenness amongst them to right that wrong, and despite that result, an underlying confidence which stems from a thrilling victory over Holland last month to confirm their qualification for the European Championships. God Save the Queen, and the Swedish anthem, Thou Ancient, Thou Free. Fresh, young and eager, England face Sweden, and it's moments away. We're at Wembley for England's last international of the year, and probably their last real chance to experiment. Hence first starts for Bobby Zamora at the ripe old age of 30, and at a more usual debutant age for Kyle Walker, who hasn't yet played 30 games in the Premier League, and for Jack Rodwell, who so quickly caught the eye here on Saturday evening. So England beat the world champions. Now the real challenge. These are good, if not stellar, opponents. This is, no question, an alternative England side. Match overseen by a Czech referee. It was Pavel Kralovets who added on the time last month, during which Manchester City nicked their Champions League winner at home to Villarreal. And the feeling here, unlike